Okay, where are you from, Claire?
I'm from China, south part of China.
Okay.
So how long have you been here?
I have been here for just 1 month or 2 months.
Okay.
Since school started?
What language do they speak in your country?
When speaking Chinese in my country, it's much different between between English and Chinese. Yes.
So like, so the words are really different. Like, how do you say hello?
Sometimes we just say, have you eaten, or what are you doing, or something. Just hello. So we say hello in this way. It's much different. And so, we don't usually say hello to some strangers. In China, there are too many people. It is not easy to say hello to anyone. Yes.
But like, how would you say Chinese?
你好.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Should we ask other words too?
Yeah, like
How would you say thank you in Chinese?
谢谢.
Okay.
Okay, so like, how was it actually getting here? Was it really difficult just deciding to go to school here and like immigrating to a whole new country?
Maybe I think it's a little difficult because I live in a country that the culture and the history is much different from here, and people all have different lifestyles. So, and the language is much different, and we don't speak much English in China, so it's difficult.
Is there anything about college or education that is similar to the educational system you have in China?
I think just a part of just some similarities between the college in China and American, but such as student need reach a certain credit hour, then they can graduate. But in China, college student must need to study for 4 years. But I heard that in America, if you reach the credit hour that you need to do, you can graduate.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have like early graduation in China? It has to be for 4 years. You can't do it any faster.
We can't do it faster, so we must to study for 4 years in college.
So I guess that answers my question about how it's different, because that sounds pretty different.
Is taking classes like learning English, has that been difficult?
Here?
Or in China? You started learning English in China, right?
Yes, I think learning English in China is not much difficult, because Chinese teacher like to teach us grammars, and we just follow the rules of grammars. We can do it, but in America, sometimes we need to pay more attention on the things that we speaking daily, or how to communicate and adjust the culture about English.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what kind of extracurricular, like outside of class activities do you do here that's similar to like things you would do in China?
No, in China, students do not do much, do not do many many after-class activities because we have too much homeworks, and our Chinese parents pay more attention on their children's study, their school. If they don't have a good school, parents will not allow them to have fun or do something else. So, so in China, students almost study any times. Just sometimes they can they can they can go to some bars or some place to have fun.
So is it really different, like being here where your parents don't know what's going on in your classes?
In my class?
Is it different being so far away from your parents? They aren't as involved in your school?
I don't understand.
Like you don't have so much pressure to get like good grades from your parents anymore here?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that what you're trying to ask?
Yeah.
Okay. What challenges did you face when you were trying to learn English? Well, you still are trying to learn English.
Yes, I think it's much. It's the biggest challenge is to remember too many words, vocabularies, and sometimes we see vocabulary just like entertainment. It's too long, so sometimes when we see it, I don't know. We don't know how to pronounce it, and it's hard to us to remember how to spell it.
English, like what was easy to learn?
I see. Pardon?
When you were learning English, what parts of learning a new language were easy for you?
What part?
Are there any like words that you picked up really quickly, or like any parts of the language that was like easy to learn for you?
I think it's just. I think the grammar is sounds like easy, but when we write or speak, I think grammar is much is easier to learn because it's just rules, and we just need to use rules to make a sentence. But to make up, to make different the rules together, I think it's gonna be messy.
So you mean like when you use like rules by themselves, it's like easy, but when you use them like combined, it's like more difficult?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. When you were learning English, what kinds of errors did you make?
Error.
Or what kind of like mistakes did you make?
Maybe it's the tense. The tense.
Like present and past tense?
Yes.
Okay.
When I write an essay, if I need to write something that happened past, we usually forgot to change the tense, and sometimes we just use some words like we do something, but we should write we did something.
Okay.
When you were learning it, did you make any assumptions about rules of the language? Like things that like rules you thought you knew before you learned them, and it turned out those rules?
Rules.
Like how to say things in English. Did you think you knew how to say something without learning it, and then discover that you said it wrong?
Still going.
I don't really understand.
I'm sorry, I'm not hearing really well. Like when you were learning vocabulary words,
Yeah.
did you think you knew how to say a word and then it turns out you didn't?
Like maybe you like saw someone speaking English on like that's okay. So
No big deal.
Maybe you like saw someone speaking English like on TV or in a movie and you like kind of learned a word from it, but then you like found out it was something different, like when you were actually learning English. Did any of that like ever happen to you?
I found the difference between them.
Yeah.
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 Maybe I think I don't really care. I didn't pay.
So maybe like you
Much
didn't find a difference?
Yes, maybe.
Okay. That's fine. Can't really read that one.
Sorry,
Has being in a new country changed the way you speak English?
Maybe.
Just because you use it like a lot more?
Yes, I need to speaking in English anytime. But in China, we just need speaking English with some of our teachers, and after I went to here, I need to use it anytimes. But sometimes I don't know what I said. I just said that. But before I always considered much about the grammar or vocabularies. But now I just say that I don't know the grammar is correct or not.
Do a lot of jobs in your country require that you know English? Like, is it helpful to know English to get a job in China?
Yes, of course, because now the world is more international, and English is a kind of language that much people use it. So in China, many companies want to cooperate with other countries. They need more people to know English to communicate and to communicate with the peoples from other countries.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What strategies or activities were helpful when you were learning English?
Strategies, maybe just speak more and write more in English. It's helpful because it can help me remember many words. Yes.
Okay. Was it hard to learn sort of the informal rules of English? Like if someone
slang?
says, "What's up?" or something, were things like that hard to remember?
Maybe if I think learn these things is the most difficult things because these things are not right on the books.
Yeah.
So I just can learn it in my daily life.
Yeah.